Good morning, brothers, sisters, and good morning to my life. Right, before we actually start this debate, I think we need to look at two things. Right? The first thing is the need to limit the freedom of speech. Why we just start our post with it. The second is on top of what kind of situation creates a better society for us. Let's take a look at freedom of speech. Is it unlimited? Are we allowed to be racist, sexist, and whatever it is we want? Or can we still have discourse, like in a more proper and wholesome environment? Right? According to opposition, they say that under our paradigm, we cannot talk about anything at all because they're so afraid that every little thing we say will offend another person. But no, right? If you look at countries in America, they actually have laws against hate speech, they have laws against sexism, and yet people still have discourse. The matter of discourse is we want proper discourse without all this extra garbage that government seems to stand for. But why? Well, let's see what America approach. You know how criticism is important because religions need to remain relevant. Because religions already inherently offend other religions. Ladies and gentlemen, saying homosexuality is a sin isn't hateful, isn't a hate speech. America doesn't prosecute people for saying homosexuality is a sin. They don't drag them to prison. United States of America drags people to prison. They go out and say homosexuals are scum of the earth, they need to die, they're subhuman, that's all over them in their picture. That is delineation. And courts have been writing that delineation for a long time. That's why definition is so vague and yet courts have a proper procedure. So there is a fine line and there is a clear fact rule. And also, right, let's put it this way. As Muslim, I'm not offended if you Christian says, well, you are of the wrong religion and you're going to have like, okay. But if, for example, I was a Christian and someone painted really humiliating, derogatory, horrible pictures of Nabi Isa alayhi salam, is that not going to harm me? Is that not going to hurt me? I think that is where the delineation lies. But I say, you need to be offensive because being offensive actually creates more impact. I say it does, but not the kind of impact that you want. According to men, when you have that shock reaction, this is when people start paying attention. And the moment they start paying attention, suddenly everyone will have constructive criticism. Right? There's a huge logical leap there. Because if you look at it, right, the kind of reaction she wants is really fast reaction. Fast reactions usually very emotional reactions. And ladies and gentlemen, really emotional reactions are very appealing and they usually harbor hate. Let's take a look at it. Even before the Charlie Hebdo, even before the massacre happened, France was still very integrated with this kind of anti-Islamic messages. I told my teacher, I want to go to France to visit, and she told me, if you go to France, sister, I suggested you make coffee with Murad. Because when you get heated up and people are not going back and they will treat you back, it's for your own safety. It's come to that point, ladies and gentlemen, where it's very real, but most people cannot even wear the hijab in France without taking that in the family. And that's the kind of society that we are propagating. But let's include it out. We still have this discourse, but it's not deliberate. It appeals to less people, yes, perhaps, but it's a slow but much more valuable conversation that we have. And it's still happening in many ways. You need a lot of interfaith dialogues. You don't have to insult one another to send a good message. I think that's better, right? You can have intelligent articles, sure, maybe 1/3 of the people who read it, but the 1/3 of people who read it have the right impact rather than the millions who have negative impacts. They've talked about the right to respond, that if they say something bad about Prophet Muhammad, then we can respond, right? But let's face it, after the Charlie Hebdo attacks, there were so many anti-Islam messages. How many pro-Islam messages were there in comparison to the Islamic hate that goes on? Exactly. People don't listen to the response. I'm a journalist, I should know. No one reads my response article, right? People love my I hate Picasso messages, and that's it. So that's the reality of the situation. But yes, why is this a problem?
Yes, I do have a problem. Because in your paradigm, countries which have oppressed Islamic minorities only have the recourse of your courts that you so think will be independent in countries that already promote oppression of their minorities. Where is the justice for these Muslims to be offensive in return?
This is why God has this is why God has to be neutral. And this is why the courts need to uphold that so that people are discouraged from criticizing religion, for example. I mean, the courts have been fair before, and I think they can still be. But let's look at the Ramadan approach. They shouldn't be in that much, right? They talk about how this breeds radicalization, how this breeds more Islamophobia. For example, right? People who are non-Muslim, who are on the middle ground, when they read all these Chinese and local articles on the sea, biasalah, panas, macam api, cepat, marah kan. So people get very angry, very fast. And if this is the kind of messages that keeps being documented in their heads, what kind of messages they will have? It's much easier for them to believe that Muslims are horrible people, that they're disgusting people. So much more easier than the positive messages that come out. But even that day, they didn't talk about how it radicalizes the minority. In countries where Islamophobia is already growing, the Western and Nordic countries, as I mentioned, you have a feeling that the minorities feel that they're always being attacked, they're always being hindered out. What happens? Ladies and gentlemen, in the first few months that ISIS or Islam is actually in traction, 700 people from Italy joined them, and about 500 people from France. Compare that list to Indonesia and Malaysia, there's a lot fewer. Because minorities who feel attacked are more likely to go radical, and it has happened and it may happen in the beginning. But let's look at the last issue, right? Which creates a better society. In their idea, Friday talked about this entrenches the power elite, but then it's very cool about how freedom of speech protects the minorities such as anti-Semitism laws in Germany. But even if the government stops a minority party from saying protest and hurtful, disgusting things, then this indirectly protects the minorities from the kind of repercussions that they might get from the majority that would retaliate. So that's good. But even so, right? So let's talk about how this destroys the movement of moderation, because then other people will think moderation is about freedom of speech and it is for extremism, which gives it the right to create moderation. I'll end with one quote, right, from an editor from Charlie Hebdo who was killed. He said, "We have to carry on until Islam is regarded as fatal as a system." What is this practice? The purpose of Charlie Hebdo wasn't to educate, but to destroy. It's not to open the doors of discourse, but to silence the voice of the minority.